Imagine being woken up in the dead of night by your phone ringing. You look at the screen, and it's a number you know by heart, a number belonging to someone you loved, someone you lost. But that's impossible, isn't it? This is the story of Sarah, who received a midnight phone call that changed everything. Was it just a coincidence or a signal from beyond? Let's dive into this chilling tale. Sarah had always been close to her mom. They talked daily about everything from big milestones to the little, mundane details of life. Her mom was her rock, her confidant, the person she turned to for advice and comfort. But 2 years ago, everything changed. Her mom passed away suddenly, leaving Sarah devastated. Since then, the nights had been the hardest. Sarah often found herself lying awake, replaying old conversations in her head. She missed her mom's voice, her warmth, and her unshakable reassurance. On this particular night, Sarah had fallen asleep on the couch after a long day at work. The TV was still playing softly in the background when she was jolted awake by the sound of her phone ringing. She reached for her phone, groggy and confused, but when she saw the screen, her breath caught. It was her mom's name and number. The number had been disconnected years ago. This couldn't be real, could it? Her hands trembled as she answered the call. "Hello?" she whispered, her voice barely audible. At first, there was only static on the line, faint and crackling like an old radio. Then she heard it. A voice, her mother's voice. "Sarah," her mom said, her tone calm but urgent. "Don't take the highway tonight." Sarah's heart raced. "Mom?" she said, tears welling up in her eyes. "Is that you?" But before she could say more, the line went dead. The call ended abruptly, leaving only silence and the faint hum of the TV in the background. Sarah stared at her phone in disbelief. She checked her call log, but there was no record of the call. No incoming number, no missed calls, nothing. Her hands shook as she placed the phone down. Was she dreaming, hallucinating, or was this something else entirely? Normally, Sarah would have taken the highway home after her late-night shift. It was faster, easier. But that night, she couldn't shake the feeling that she needed to listen to the warning. Taking a deep breath, Sarah decided to avoid the highway. Instead, she took the back roads, even though it added nearly 20 minutes to her drive. As she wound through the quiet, deserted streets, her mind replayed the phone call over and over. Was it real? Had she imagined it? Every sound, every shadow seemed sharper, more vivid than usual. Halfway through her drive, she saw flashing lights in the distance. Police cars, ambulances, and fire trucks were clustered near the entrance to the highway. As Sarah slowed down, she saw the wreckage of a multi-car accident, a scene of chaos and devastation. It was exactly where she would have been if she'd taken the highway. Her hands gripped the steering wheel as tears blurred her vision. How had her mom known? And how had she called her? When Sarah got home, she checked her phone again. There was still no record of the call, no missed numbers, no voicemails, nothing. It was as if the call had never happened. Sarah never found a logical explanation for what happened that night, but she knew, deep down, that her mom had been watching over her, guiding her, and protecting her when she needed it most. What would you do if you received a call like this? Would you believe it was a sign from beyond, or dismiss it as a strange coincidence?